You can feel it.
Couldn't you?
That whisper of a desire, that quiet yearning for something more, something different, something profoundly yours that's been stirring within you, perhaps for years, perhaps for decades, gently nudging, sometimes even shouting from the deep recesses of your soul. It's that unarticulated hope, that persistent vision of a life unlived, a potential untapped, a dream still dreaming. This feeling isn't a random flicker of fancy, it's the very essence of who you are, aching to express itself, to materialize in the tangible world.
We've all stood at that precipice,
haven't we? Looking out at the vast expanse of what could be, feeling the tremor of possibility and the simultaneous grip of apprehension. It's the moment we confront the chasm between our present reality and our grandest aspirations. And in that moment, the temptation is strong to believe that monumental shifts require monumental efforts, a sudden, cataclysmic burst of energy, a singular, heroic act that shatters the old and ushers in the new. We're taught to admire the flash, the lightning strike of genius,
the overnight sensation.
We celebrate the grand unveiling, the finished masterpiece, the triumphant summit. But the truth, the profound and often overlooked truth, lies not in the spectacular, but in the steadfast. It's not in the sudden surge, but in the slow, relentless current. It's in the quiet, almost imperceptible turning of a wheel, day after day, hour after hour, until the great machine begins to hum with an unstoppable force. Think of the mighty oak, a towering testament to strength and endurance. Did it erupt from the earth in a single, magnificent explosion of growth? No, it was a humble acorn, a tiny seed cradled in the soil that drew sustenance from the unseen depths, millimeter by millimeter, cell by cell, patiently unfurling its roots, pushing its tender shoot towards the sun. Each day, it simply was. Each day, it drew a little more. Each day, it grew a little bit taller, a little bit wider, a little bit stronger. It was the daily consistency of this silent, determined process that transformed it from a vulnerable sprout into an unshakable giant, weathering countless storms, providing shade for generations. This isn't about grand, sweeping gestures that deplete your energy and leave you depleted. It's about the accumulation of small, deliberate efforts, each one seemingly insignificant on its own, but collectively forming an unstoppable momentum. We often tell ourselves that our dreams are too big, our challenges too formidable, that we lack the inherent talent or the initial spark that sets others apart. We look at the finished works of titans like Thomas Edison, marveling at the sheer volume of his inventions. From the practical light bulb that illuminated homes across the world to the phonograph that captured voices for eternity, we see the incandescent genius, not the 10,000 attempts that preceded the successful filament. We forget the countless hours spent in his laboratory, the relentless experimentation, the meticulous notes, the failures embraced as learning opportunities. His success wasn't a sudden illumination. It was the cumulative effect of daily, disciplined inquiry, a testament to the power of persistence over perceived perfection. He understood that progress wasn't a matter of grand pronouncements, but of granular effort. He didn't wait for inspiration to strike. He pursued it with the diligent hammer and chisel of daily work, knowing that each small chip brought him closer to the masterpiece. The light he brought to the world wasn't just the result of a brilliant idea, but the byproduct of a brilliant daily commitment. He wasn't afraid to fail, not because he enjoyed it, but because he saw each failed experiment not as an ending, but as a crucial piece of data, a path that didn't lead to the solution, thereby bringing him closer to the one that did. This relentless iteration, this unwavering commitment to the process, is the bedrock upon which true innovation is built. It's a powerful lesson for anyone facing seemingly insurmountable odds. The secret lies in the willingness to show up, day after day, and do the work, however unglamorous it may seem in the moment.
The mind.
Our most powerful tool often becomes our most formidable adversary in this journey. It's a battlefield where limiting beliefs wage war against boundless potential. We internalize narratives of inadequacy, stories whispered to us by past failures, by societal pressures, by the very shadows of our own doubts. These narratives, insidious and pervasive,
Tell us we're not ready.
not smart enough, not strong enough, not deserving enough. They convince us to wait for the perfect moment,
The ideal circumstance.
the external validation that will magically bestow upon us the permission to begin. But there is no perfect moment. There is only this moment.
Right here.
Right now. Pregnant with possibility. The belief that we need to be fully formed, fully prepared, utterly confident before taking the first step is an illusion. A cleverly constructed barrier erected by fear. It's the same illusion that might have haunted a young Walt Disney, struggling in a cramped office. His first animation studio, Laugh-O-Gram.
Teetering on the brink of bankruptcy.
He faced profound setbacks, financial ruin, and the very real possibility of his dreams dissolving into nothingness. Did he succumb to the belief that his vision of creating animated wonders was too audacious, too impractical for a world accustomed to live action? Did he wait for a grand investment, a sprawling studio, a guarantee of success before picking up his pencil again? No, he pushed forward, in the face of setbacks, in the solitude of his workspace, fueled by an unyielding vision and the daily consistency of drawing, animating, learning, and refining. He drew Mickey Mouse not in a burst of preordained genius, but through countless hours of iterative sketching, each line building on the last, each frame inching closer to the vibrant characters that would eventually enchant generations. His empire wasn't built on a single magical wish, but on the disciplined, persistent effort of a man who refused to let his present limitations dictate his future possibilities. He embodied the profound truth that clarity doesn't precede action, it emerges from it. He understood that belief isn't a static state, but a muscle that strengthens with use. Every time he picked up his pen, every time he refined a character, every time he faced rejection and kept going, he was not just creating art. He was fortifying his own belief in what was possible. This iterative process, this unwavering commitment to the next small step, regardless of the odds, is the true engine of transformation. It's a testament to the idea that even when the world tells you your dream is impossible, your consistent effort can slowly, imperceptibly begin to shift reality.
Clarity.
Then isn't a destination you arrive at, but a path you forge through consistent action. It's like a dense fog that slowly dissipates as you walk through it, each step revealing a little more of the landscape. We often paralyze ourselves with the need for a perfectly clear roadmap, a crystal ball vision of every twist and turn before we even take the first stride. But life, and particularly the pursuit of our deepest desires, rarely offers such pristine foresight. Imagine a pioneering explorer venturing into uncharted territory. Did they wait for a perfectly detailed map of the entire continent before setting foot beyond the known world? No. They set out with a compass, a general direction, and the courage to take one step after another, relying on their intuition, their adaptability, and their relentless will to discover what lay beyond the horizon. Each day, they gathered more information. Each challenge they overcame provided new insights. Each small discovery refined their understanding of the terrain. This daily consistency of exploration, of moving forward, even in the face of uncertainty, is what ultimately revealed the vastness and richness of new lands. Your vision, your purpose, will similarly sharpen and expand, not through passive contemplation, but through active engagement. It's in the doing, in the struggling, in the failing, and in the getting back up again that the contours of your deepest desires begin to reveal themselves. This isn't about haphazard action. It's about intentional, disciplined action, however small, taken with a clear sense of your overarching direction, even if the specific details remain blurry. It's about building momentum, a steady, unwavering force that gathers power with each successive effort. It's about recognizing that the journey itself is the teacher, and the lessons are embedded in the daily challenges and small victories. You don't need to see the entire staircase to take the first step. You just need to trust that each step will reveal the next. This persistent engagement with your vision, even when it's still forming, is what breathes life into it, transforming it from an ethereal concept into a tangible reality. The act of doing, even imperfectly, is what clarifies, what refines, what brings into sharper focus the path you are meant to walk. It's in this daily act of showing up, of experimenting, of iterating, that the seemingly vague outlines of your aspirations begin to solidify, transforming from a distant dream into a clear, actionable plan. Momentum, once generated, becomes its own compelling force. It's the difference between pushing a boulder uphill from a standstill, a gargantuan effort, and maintaining its role once it's already moving, a continuous, albeit still demanding, expenditure of energy.
This is where discipline enters the picture.
Not as a rigid, joyless taskmaster, but as the consistent application of your will.
The daily choice to honor your long-term goals over short-term impulses.
It's the unwavering commitment to the small, seemingly insignificant actions that, over time, compound into extraordinary results. Think of Andrew Carnegie, who rose from humble beginnings to become one of the wealthiest men in history, revolutionizing the steel industry. His immense fortune and profound impact weren't achieved through a single brilliant invention or an isolated stroke of luck. They were the result of an unwavering commitment to efficiency, innovation, and, critically, the daily consistency of reinvesting profits, optimizing processes, and strategically acquiring resources. He meticulously planned, relentlessly executed, and consistently sought opportunities for improvement. His success was a testament to the power of continuous, disciplined effort, building his empire brick by brick, plant by plant, deal by deal. He understood that true wealth, whether financial or otherwise, is a product of sustained, intelligent effort,
not a sudden windfall.
Similarly, consider Abraham Lincoln, facing the seemingly insurmountable challenges of preserving a fractured nation, leading a country through its darkest hour. His monumental achievements weren't the result of sudden, grand pronouncements alone. They were the culmination of countless sleepless nights, endless meetings, difficult decisions made day after day, often under immense pressure and criticism. He didn't just wake up one morning and solve the Civil War. He diligently, consistently, and often painfully worked through each complex issue, brick by brick, policy by policy,
speech by speech.
His resolve, his unwavering dedication to a higher purpose, was a testament to the power of daily consistency in the face of overwhelming adversity. He understood that true progress is often incremental, a series of deliberate steps taken with unwavering conviction. This isn't about brute force. It's about the strategic and persistent application of your focus and energy. Even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. It's about the steady hand on the tiller, guiding your ship through turbulent waters, knowing that even the smallest course correction, consistently applied, can bring you to your desired harbor. This discipline isn't about deprivation. It's about dedication. It's about choosing your future self over your present comfort, knowing that the accumulation of these small, deliberate choices is what will ultimately manifest the life you envision. And so, we arrive at the heart of it all. Daily consistency. It is the invisible force that shapes destinies, the quiet engine that powers the greatest transformations. It's not the grand gestures that define us, but the small,
deliberate choices we make,
hour by hour, day by day. It's the willingness to show up, even when tired. It's the discipline to take one more step, even when doubt whispers its insidious lies. It's the courage to learn from every stumble, to adapt to every change, and to find gratitude in the journey itself.
Not just the destination.
Resilience isn't born in the absence of struggle, but in the repeated act of getting back up,
of dusting yourself off,
of finding a new path forward, even when the old one crumbles. Just as Henry Ford revolutionized industry, not with one single flash of genius, but through the continuous refinement of the assembly line, iterating, improving, and optimizing every single day, so too will your greatest achievements emerge from the persistent dedication to your craft, your purpose, your vision. His innovation wasn't a sudden invention. It was the daily consistency of seeking efficiency, of questioning the status quo, of building a little better, a little faster. Every single time, he understood that true progress comes not from waiting for perfection, but from the relentless pursuit of improvement, one small adjustment at a time. The cumulative effect of these seemingly minor adjustments transformed the entire landscape of manufacturing and brought the automobile within reach of the common person. Your progress, Your transformation
is not a sudden eruption, but a gradual unfolding.
a symphony composed of countless small, consistent notes, each adding to the richness and depth of the masterpiece you are creating with your life. This journey is not about superhuman strength or inherent genius. It's about the quiet power of unwavering commitment. It's about understanding that every giant leap is preceded by a multitude of small, consistent steps. It's about showing up for yourself, day in and day out. Even when the results aren't immediately apparent, it's about trusting the process, knowing that every effort, however small, is contributing to something magnificent. The greatest works of art, the most profound scientific discoveries, the most impactful societal changes, all are built upon this foundational principle.
The relentless,
Often unglamorous power of daily consistency. It is the steady drip that eventually carves canyons, the persistent wind that shapes mountains, the quiet dedication that builds empires. It is the secret ingredient that transforms potential into reality, dream into tangible achievement.
So,
Begin today. Take that single,
tiny step. Commit to that one small action.
for in that quiet act of daily consistency, you are not merely building a dream. You are becoming the person capable of living it, forging an unshakable belief within yourself, and igniting a power that will illuminate your path long after the initial spark has faded, leading you not to an end point, but to an ever-expanding horizon of possibility. Embrace the process, trust in the power of small gains, and watch as your consistent efforts transform the seemingly impossible into your undeniable reality.